So let's first discuss about the data set. The complete code, data set, and the recordings will be shared to you all after my project session. So it will be better that you learn from this session first, and later on you can experiment on it. And in case if you face any difficulty, you can ask me anytime. Okay. So here is our data set. I hope you can see a notepad file. And actually, this data set was available in a TSV format. And I converted into notepad. And I'm going to access this notepad in my Python code. Okay. So it comprises of two columns basically. And this is what our work is. The first column is of label. You can see the labels here. Label is giving you the sentiment whether a particular text is positive, negative, or neutral. Okay. The next column is of review, or either I can say it a text. A text comprises of words, and it forms sentences. And accordingly we have been defined a label here. Okay. So these are the two columns available in my dataset. On the basis of review, as per the given label, I need to train my model. Okay, so my model can understand if this is the scenario of the text, then we need to predict whether the sentiment of the given text will be positive or negative. Okay, so we will use this review or the text. We will apply all natural language processing techniques over it, which has been required for text cleaning, and then vectorization. Then I need to use those vectors for train my model. Okay, and then save my model, and later I will deploy my model. So the data set is quite simple and easy. No numerics, or no something like of been given here in the data set. Only two columns: label, which is having sentiment positive or negative or whatsoever, and the next one is the review, which is just having a text. Okay, so basically you give reviews on any of the app. For example, it may be like Amazon product app, or it may be any other Google Play Store. For any of the applications you give the reviews whatsoever. So this project is being taken as a reference to other projects also, if you are working upon the sentiment analysis. Okay, so I hope you understood with the data set. Okay, and after looking at the data, I found that I need to perform the classification, because here we are available with the two labels basically: pos and neg. Okay, that means positive and the negative sentiment. Okay, so your data set already comprises of this thing, so we do not have to work upon that. Just analyze my text, use some NLP library, and then define label for it. No, I don't have to do any such kind of task. I'm already available with the label or the sentiment, along with the review or the text. Okay, so we are going to use this data set. Fine, and our target is to make a classifier to train a model, which will give you the sentiment when you put any kind of text to it. You can give any kind of text to it, so it will give you the sentiment. Okay, so now I'm coming to the coding part. Okay, I hope my screen is visible to all. Is it?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's get started with the code. The first thing is, we will go with the basics. The first library which I have included here is the pandas, because the point is I need to access my data set. Okay, so that's why I have used import pandas as pd, and in the next line itself I have defined my data frame, that is df equal to pd dot read underscore csv. Since I have already told you that I am available with a text file, so it doesn't matter that you are using read underscore csv, you can access a text file also in read underscore csv. This is possible. And I'm using a separator slash t, that is a tab basically, so it will create a two columns for you, because in the text file you have seen that there are two columns, but they are not been looking clear as which we see in the excel sheets. Okay, however, if we are getting a tab or a space between the two these columns, so it will going to create your data frame accordingly. So that is why I'm taking, say you can access a text file with read underscore csv also. Okay, and you can create a data frame, it will not gonna give you any error. All right, so here I have accessed my data frame and assigned it to df. Then the next thing is, as a general flow of my code, I used to print the first 5 rows of my data, so df dot head. So it helped me to understood clearly that okay, my data set has been accessed properly. The first column is of label, the another column is of review. I got it correct. Similarly, I print the tail, that is the last 5 column of my data set. Okay. After printing the first 5 and the last 5 columns of your data set, I'm going to print the shape, and I found that I am available with 10,000 rows in my data set with the two columns. Okay, 10,000 rows. Now the next thing, what are the column names available to me in my data set is the label and the review. These are the two column names available in my data set. Now I need to check whether there are any duplicated rows available in my data set or not. So I'm going to find the sum of them, sum of duplicated rows available in my data set. So df dot duplicated dot sum. I executed this code and found that there are no duplicated rows available in my data set. Okay, so I need not have to drop anything here. The point is clear. Again, the same thing. I tried to find whether there are null values available in my data set or not. So here, after checking, there are also no null values available in my data set. My data set is complete. So till here, I found that my data set is complete. Okay. Now, validity, I will check ahead, valid or not. Here, it's clear that my data set is complete. There are no duplicacy. There are no empty values in my data. Now, the next thing is I need to print the information of my data set. That means I need to check what is the data type and all these stuff. So I'm available with the two columns with the 10,000 rows available in it, and the data type of both the columns are object type. As I've already shown you the data set, so it's of object type only. There are no numerics and something been available, so it's like an object type data. Okay. Now the next thing is, I'm not going to use df dot describe as I what I usually do in my projects also, because describe will give you the statistical information, and that is only for the numerical columns. Since in our data set we don't have any numeric column available, so there is no sense to use df dot describe. Okay, only df dot info is okay, fine. Now the next thing is, I'm going to find how many unique values are available in my columns in my data. So I found that in label I'm having two unique values, and this makes things clear that I'm having POS, that is the positive sentiment, and NEG, that is a negative sentiment. Remaining I'm having 10,000 different reviews or the different text available in my data set. Okay, so the point here is clear that 2 means it's a category. My data comprises of categorical value. So what I can do with this category, I can create the count plot for it. So the next thing is, I first find what are the unique values which are available in my df label, because the label is categorical, it's having two values, it's a binary thing. So I try to find what are the values which are available in my label column. So POS and NEG, these are the two values. Then I found that what are the numbers of positive and the negative available in my data set. So in my data set, I am available with negative sentiments 5097 and positive sentiment 4903. Okay, one more thing I understood, that okay, this data is also balanced in nature. If it happens that कि यहाँ it will be like 500 or something very less value, और ये यहाँ बढ़ जाती 8000 9000, तो it will be like an unbalanced thing. लेकिन अभी यहाँ वन थिंग, वन पॉइंट इज क्लियर कि मेरा डेटा भी बैलेंस्ड है. ओके, तो मुझे आई डू नॉट हैव टू यूज एनी अदर अल्गोरिदम फॉर बैलेंसिंग माय डेटा. मतलब स्मूथ अल्गोरिदम वगैरह मुझे लगाना आई डजंट हैव एनी रिक्वायरमेंट, जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. वैसे ही बैलेंस दिखा रहा है वो, है. ओके, वैल्यू काउंट करने के बाद आई नीड टू ड्रॉ सम प्लॉट्स फॉर इट. तो उसके लिए क्या करा मैंने, स्टेप बाय स्टेप जा रहा हूँ मैं, जो जो वट एवर द लाइब्रेरी मुझे समय पर ज़रूरत पड़ेगी उनको इनकॉर्पोरेट करता जाऊंगा. तो ये अप्रोच है, ये आपको यू ऑल्सो हैव टू फॉलो व्हेन यू आर बिल्डिंग अ मशीन लर्निंग प्रोजेक्ट. देखिए प्लान क्या है आगे, वो धीरे धीरे करके समझ में आता है. पहले एक बार द इनिशिएशन इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट. वंस यू गेट इनिशिएटेड विद द कोड एंड देन वो अपने आप समझ में आएगा ऐसा कर सकते हैं क्या, देन यू कैन हैव सम ट्राई योर स्किल्स, यू कैन यूज इन द कोडिंग, एंड देन यू कैन प्रिपेयर द कंप्लीट थिंग जो भी आपका टारगेट है. तो अभी मैंने क्या करा, फिर यहाँ पे मैटप्लॉटलिब एंड द सीबॉर्न आई इंक्लूडेड दीज टू लाइब्रेरीज. दीज आर द डेटा विजुअलाइजेशन लाइब्रेरीज. एवरी टाइम इन एवरी प्रोजेक्ट हम इसको यूज करते ही, ऐसे कहीं बाहर अभी गए नहीं है. प्लॉटली एक लाइब्रेरी होती है, वो हम यूज करते हैं प्रोजेक्ट्स के अंदर फॉर बेटर प्लॉट्स. अभी ऐसा कोई रिक्वायरमेंट है नहीं, बिकॉज आई एम ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल विद सिंगल कॉलम, तो उसके लिए ज़्यादा कुछ हमें नहीं करना. तो matplotlib.pyplot is PLT, basic data visualization library, and the Seaborn is inbuilt on the top of it. तो इन दोनों libraries को I have taken. And the next case is कि मैंने क्या करा, काउंट प्लॉट बनाना है मुझे, फॉर लेबल के लिए काउंट प्लॉट बनाना है. तो व्हाट आई डिड इज पीएलटी डॉट फिगर साइज मैंने 15:7 या आप, डिपेंड्स अपॉन यू, आप कितना फिगर का साइज देना चाहते हैं, डिपेंड्स, तो आप उतना फिगर का साइज ले लीजिए. एंड देन टाइटल मैंने दे दिया काउंट प्लॉट फॉर द लेबल. आपके ऊपर है, आप वॉट एवर द टाइटल यू वांट टू गिव फॉर द प्लॉट्स. एंड यहाँ है मेन ये, दिस इज अ मेन लाइन इंपॉर्टेंट, SNS डॉट काउंट प्लॉट. लेबल का मुझे बनाना है. डेटा जो है मेरा DF डेटा फ्रेम है. पैलेट इज द कलर एक्चुअली. सो आप कोई भी कलर पैलेट ले सकते हैं, आप वट एवर बी योर चॉइस, तो आप डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. HLS ये ऑलरेडी प्री डिफाइंड कलर पैलेट है इसके अंदर, सीबॉन के अंदर. सो आई एम जस्ट यूजिंग पैलेट HLS. एंड द पॉइंट इज आपको दो कलर से शो करना है, तो आप चाहें तो अलग से सेपरेटली आप अपने कलर डिफाइन कर सकते थे, आपकी इच्छा है. इफ यू वांट टू कीप रेड एंड ब्लू, यदि आपको ऐसा करना था आप ये कर सकते थे, और यहाँ HLS की जगह कलर असाइन कर देते तो वो रेड और ब्लू दो कलर से दिखा देता. ठीक है, यहाँ मैंने बाय डिफॉल्ट ले लिया है. ओके, ये मैं इसको कमेंट करके छोड़ रहा हूँ. व्हेन यू आर गेटिंग द कोड तो आप ट्राई कर सकते हैं. तो इतना करना पड़ेगा, पैलेट इक्वल टू बस कलर दे देना. ठीक है, इसको अनकमेंट करके बस कलर दे दीजिएगा, वो इन दोनों कलर से शो कर देगा आपको. यहाँ आई हैव टेकन HLS एज अ डिफॉल्ट कलर पैलेट फॉर द सीबॉन. So this is the
Mr.
uh-huh,
Nirmal, sorry
yeah,
to interrupt you.
yeah,
If possible to carry on in English, I'm not
yeah,
much
sir,
aware
sir,
of
sir,
Hindi.
sir, yeah, sure, sure. So here I've defined the color from my side. In case if you want to use the same colors, so you can use red and blue here. And palette is the by default color which is already available in the Seaborn. So initially I have used palette equal to HLS. Okay. So here is your count plot. You can see here is your count plot. Positive and the negative values you can see, and it's quite clear that your data set is already balanced. Okay, so as I told above also, by seeing the numerical values here, that we did not have to uh, change or use any smart
Animal,
algorithm.
Animal, I have one
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt you.
yeah.
You mentioned like no, you are able to calculate the number of negative and positive sentiment, right?
Hmm,
So, which is the indicator in that our data set which says it is a negative and positive? Because our problem statement is to find that sentiment whether it's positive or
Sentiment
negative,
analysis. Yeah, this is
right?
a problem
So,
sentiment. Hmm.
But how you found like the
How
total
I'm
number
going
of
to
negative?
find? I'm going to train my model on the basis
No,
of
no,
the
no, no,
data
no.
set
I
available.
agree. But if you go above, you
Hmm.
have counted the negative total negative sentiment.
Here, na count
Yeah. So from which indicator from the data set you are able to
label,
find out this?
because both positive and negative are available in the label column.
Is there negative and positive?
Both are available in
Okay.
this column only.
Okay. So what is the problem statement? We already found how many negative and how many positive, right?
So the problem statement is sentiment analysis, and if you give any text from your side, once your model got trained, then it will automatically give you that whether this text or this review is being having a positive or a negative sentiment or not. This is our problem statement.
Okay.
Okay, so as you asked that negative and positive, this is already available in the label, and it has calculated whatever the values which are present in it. For example, negative, there are 5,000 entries are available in my data set, and the positive, we are having 4,903 entries available in our data set. And on the behalf of this only, I told that my data set is a balanced data set, because you can see that both of these two values are comparable to each other, and this I have shown in the graph also. Okay, if in case any of the values been having less less values, and one is having a very tall tower, then I need to perform sampling over it. Then I'm going to use some algorithm, that is smart algorithm, and did use this kind of stuff in the previous projects when I found that my data set is unbalanced in nature. Okay, but here my data set is balanced. Okay, so I do not need to worry about that particular thing. So here with this code, I have drawn the count plot for my data. Okay, and then the next thing is I'm going to draw the pie plot for it also. That means I need to show what is the percentage for the positive and the negative sentiment available in my data set. Yes, any doubt, please?
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yes, Sajid.
Sir, good morning. Good morning.
Good
Just
morning,
now,
good morning, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Okay, so here how to draw a pie plot. See, there are few things which you can do with the categorical values once you get it. In our project, I found that I am available with one category. So you can apply the same approach. If in your data set is having too many other columns also which are having categorical values, so you can apply the same approach to draw the respective plots for them. Okay, so once you got a category value, then you need to find its unique, you need to find its value count, you need to draw its count plot, and similarly you can draw its pie plot also. So how you are going to do that? See, for pie plot, there is obviously you need to check out for the method which has been how many features parameters has to be used in the pie plot. So here I'm going to take the df label dot value counts. I'm going to assign a label
sir,
data point.
sir, sir,
Yeah, yes,
सर
Ajit.
ऐसे हमारे
Hmm.
सर हमारे पास ऐसे कोई डेटा सेट है
Hmm.
बट उसमें टेक्स्ट मतलब जो टेक्स्ट है उसका तो कॉलम है
Hmm. Hmm.
बट हमारे पास पॉजिटिव नेगेटिव का लेवल भी
Hmm.
कॉलम नहीं है
Hmm.
उसमें
Hmm.
उस
Hmm.
डेटा सेट में
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
तो हाउ टू डू फाइंड कि वो टेक्स्ट पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव है मतलब
Mhm.
उसमें
See,
कुछ दे रखा
if
है
you are
हमें
not available with any of the sentiment already available in your data set, so there are already libraries present in NLTK. For example, I would say a text blob library, for example. Okay,
ओके
so either you can use those libraries to find the sentiment based upon it. Okay, apart from that, there are already data set, separate data set available for the good words and the bad words. Okay, so there would be further exercise on a particular code. That means you need to trace each and every row and compare with that data set, is that particular word available in that particular sentence or not. If that particular bad word is available in that sentence, then you create one more column separately and tag it with a negative. Are you getting my point, Ashutosh?
So
ओके
Nirmal,
ओके यस
Okay,
यस
so
सर यस
so
सर
you are already available with good and bad words data also. Okay, just only the point is you need to perform a loop and see the comparison. See, either you can use already predefined library, or either you can have an exercise related to this particular data.
we can make a other
Yeah, then you can
new
make
column
another column. Yeah, then you can make a new column
okay
and tag.
okay okay okay
Okay,
okay thank you sir
all right. So here I'm going to prepare the pie plot. So for the pie plot, I'm going to use its features like this is the value counts for it. Label data, value counts I've already calculated here. Okay, so still I need to assign it with some variable. Then the next thing is explode. That means whether from the center your figure is going to have it's a crack, or I would say, it will going to have an explosion. Then the next is your figure size. You can define any of the figure size from your side which you want to show. Then the next thing is I need to draw the pie plot. So plt.py, this is your label data. This is our label data. Next is labels. You need to assign label to your data. That means you are having two labels. One is the positive, another is the negative. So here I am going to assign it with the index. Label underscore data dot index will going to give you the pos and the positive and the negative. Colors I have defined from my side, blue and the red. Okay. Next is pct distance percentage, distance when you are going to put the text and everything in your pie plot. So it's going to is one of the parameter being used. Shadow, if you want to have a shadow of your pie plot, it look like 3D thing, something like that. So that's why I just put shadow. I just made it as true. Okay, you can make it false also, no worries. Start angle, that means from which angle, particular angle, my plot is going to get started with tracing of my plot. So start angle is a 90 degree. I kept, you can keep 0 degree, you can keep 45 degree, you can keep 180 degree, 3, so whatever you want to give, you can give it from your side. So start angle 90 degree I have given. Explode I have already defined. Okay, that means from the center your parts of the pie plot is going to break. This I have defined. Okay, auto percentage, that means 1.1%. That means how much fraction of the values. For example, I am having 49.1% for the positive sentiment, and 51.9 for the negative sentiment. So here I'm going to put 1.1% is a fraction of the percentage which I need to show for the particular labels in my pie plot. Then the next thing is I'm going to give the font size, whatever I'm going to use in the pie plot. That is 15 is the font size. Color I'm going to take it as black. Weight and the family, that means if you also work on the word document, so you are available with the font and the sizes and each and everything. So this is just a property. This is a text property basically. So this is I am defined from my end. Okay, you can have a change. So either you can give the color different, either you can font size, you can put a change. Okay, so you can change the things from your side. Okay, so I'm setting the pixels here as a color black. Okay, and the title I'm going to put here as a label. Okay, its size will be 45. The weight will be, it will be looking to be as a bold. And this is the family. For example, serif, I have mentioned here serif. In your word you are having times new arial, sorry, times new roman, then arial also, then calibri also, and monotype cursiva, and very different kinds of font names will be there. So this is one of the font name, that is serif has been used. Okay, and then the next thing is at the center I'm going to show, I need to show a circle. Okay, with center 0 0 and the radius 0.40, and its color will be white. Okay, this is what I'm going to show at the center. Okay, and here I'm going to plot the figures with the gcf and the gca. Okay, so it's your gc, and these are actually the parameters to create your plot. Okay, and then finally I'm going to show it, plt.show. All right. So when I executed this code, here you can see this is your pie plot. Okay, so 51.0, that means I've already shown that with one fraction I need to show the percentages. So negative I've been representing with the blue color, and here is your percentage. 51 percentage are been negative sentiments, 49 percentage are the positive sentiments. Okay, and these are the respectively color. This is exploded from the center. At the center I am taking the white color. Okay, so you can see that this is a pie plot, a good visualization for your label data available in the data set. Okay, So if you want to find that what is the percentage of the of each and every value available in the label, so it is mandatory to draw the pie plot. So already you have drawn the count plot you have been drawn, but here with the pie plot also it's been quite clear to understand. So here we are with two labels, 51% and 49%, negative 51, positive 49. Okay, so you can use my reference codes for plotting the counts and the pie plots. Now the next thing is, now I was just doing some analysis over my data set, and since there are only two columns available, so I don't have any further thing to draw any kind of plots. Okay, so next I'm going to import the libraries for the NLTK. So I'm because this is a natural language processing project, so I'm going to import NLTK. Okay, now let us understand each and everything one by one. NLTK. See, NLTK stands for Natural Language Toolkit. That means it's not a simple library; it is a toolkit, and it comprises of more than 50 languages and various resources to work upon those languages, and we can perform classify and that means this toolkit basically comprises of various other libraries which can perform classification, tokenization, stemming, tagging, parsing, everything it can perform. So it's a toolkit basically. All the libraries and all the files are been already available in the NLTK. So I'm going to import this NLTK. Okay, and if you want to know more about a natural language toolkit, if you are working on the text, if you are having research or something, if you are having projects on an natural language processing, you can visit to official website of NLTK. Okay, NLTK is having its official website. You can check out the stuff over there, that there are some sample codes are also available for the NLTK. You can practice those codes and understand that what's been the utility or the uses of the libraries and the functions or the methods which are available in the NLTK. Okay, so here I'm, because every time you are, if you are going to work with NLTK is something which has been important. Now after importing NLTK, okay, if you haven't used this library till now, you need to install this. Okay, whatever I'm being using here, I have already installed these libraries, so you need to install them, then only you can work. Okay, then after importing NLTK from NLTK.corpus, now the question is, sir, what is corpus? See, corpus is basically, it's a collection of text, authentic text basically, or it can be audio organized into data set. So corpus is basically a data set. It comprises of text, okay, which text written or something audio, something audio which has been spoken of any of the language, or by a native language. Okay, any of the language which we are, so NLTK already comprises of 50 corpus, 50 different other different 50 different languages data set is already available in NLTK. Okay, so whatever you want to work with those languages, you can just import the NLTK and just import the corpus of that, and you can work upon. Okay, so our problem statement currently relies with the English text. Okay, our reviews are given in the English, so we are going to work on the English. And from the corpus, I'm going to import the stop words. Okay, so what does this stop words basically means? Every time when we come up with an NLP project, there is a stop word thing we need to understand, and stop word is basically those common words in the English dictionary. Okay, like the, an, in, these kind of words which are available in the English dictionary, they are considered as stop words. Okay, and the point is, by finding out the stop words is, I need to process my review or the text, and I need to select only those words which are having significance for me in understanding the sentiment. If I do take the, an, in, so they doesn't makes any sense to perform any sentiment analysis. So here initially I'm going to import the stop words, okay, and then later on I'm going to work about on this. I will show you in the further code what I'm going to do with this. Then the next thing is NLTK.tokenize. Tokenize. Okay, what to do with the tokenize thing? See, tokenize means to create tokens. Okay, So NLTK basically contains a module called as tokenize in the form of word tokenize and the sentence tokenize. Okay, so if I have incorporated here the word tokenize and the sentence tokenize, because the word tokenize is a method to split a sentence into tokens or the words. You know what does the token means? If you have written a complete sentence, then I'm going to split that particular sentence into various tokens into various other words. Okay, so the word tokenize is to break or to split a sentence into tokens or the words, and the sentence tokenize is to split a document into paragraph or paragraph into sentences. If your document is having the paragraphs, okay, so I need to split it into sentences. So word, if you are having sentence, split into words, and if you are having a paragraph or the complete thing, then split it into sentences. This is what I need to perform. Okay, so that's why I'm going to take these two things, that is your word tokenize also and sentence tokenize also. Okay, so basically, tokenization is a process of breaking your text into small chunks. Okay, because I need to break all these things, and then I need to perform the vectorization. That means I need to tag them with some, values, integer values, some numerics, and then I need to fit this thing into my model for the training purpose. So that will be required further in the code. I will show you, but to be simple, I make you understand that why I have incorporated this library. Okay, so your next thing is, after tokenization, NLTK.stem import word.net lematizer. Word.net lematizer. So, what is this lemmatization, stemming? What does this process means? See, what happens in the NLTK? There is a stemming process. See, stemming is used to remove morphological affixes from the words, just only leaving the stem word. Okay, so what does mean, what I'm trying to say? See, stemming is going to reduce your word into a stem word or a root word. Okay, that means from affix to suffix and prefix or the root of the words. So again, what does this mean, sir? Kindly give us an example to understand. You are having a word flying, 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 and if I need to perform stemming over it, so it will reduce your word flying to fly. Okay, fly is the root word of the flying. So the suffix ing will be removed from it. Okay, and we are only left with the word fly. For example, there is another word running, so the root word is run. Okay, so whatever be the suffix thing, that will be removed from your the word, and only we are available with only the root word. Because the reason is, for example, I am available with words like played, playing, and play in my data set. Those all will have a same or a similar meanings. Now if I need to tokenize them, just vectorize them, so my data set will going to get larger. I don't want to enhance my data set unnecessarily, so it's better to find the root word for that particular data, and then we are going to vectorize, and then we are going to submit it to our model for the training purpose. But using these words like playing, played, again, that means just marking them as a two different words, and then plays again another, this is the third word, this is going to enlarge your data. So the better thing is just remove the suffix and just get the only root word for that. So there is one more thing, lemmatization. See, lemmatization is the part which always keep the word in a meaning, that means sense of the data has been clear to it. Okay, lemmatization. So lemmatization is similar to the stemming only, but in case of lemmatization, uh, the context of the word is being preserved, while in case of stemming it is not mandatory that the context of the word is being preserved. It will only take the root characters only which are available in your data set. For example, what I'm trying to say, let me create one more block, and if I just say playing, playing, played, and play. Okay, so here play, play, that's all coming in all the three words. So with the help of stemming, I'm going to have only play. Okay, and this process is also been followed by the lemmatization. However, for example, if there is something, any other word for like swimming, swimming, swim, okay, whatsoever, so only I'm just going to take swim if I just working with the your stemming purpose. So stemming only take only those characters which are common in all the words. It is not mandatory that the context or the meaning of the word will preserved or not, but in case of lemmatization it is preserved. Okay, so this is the difference between stemming and the lemmatization. I'm taking the lemmatizer here from the nltk.stem. The next thing is to tokenize. I've already explained what does tokenize used to do. I've already incorporated word and the sentence tokenize here. Okay, so now the next thing is proceed ahead. See, whenever you want to work with the text, the first and the foremost thing, this is the step. The first step is to convert the your reviews or whatever the text available in your dataset into lowercase. This is mandatory. Conversion to lowercase is mandatory. So what I did is I took review column and I applied lambda x, that means lambda function x colon x dot lower. I've used lower method, so it will convert my review column into lowercase. So here every if any of the word every of the character present in the word has been uppercase, everything will be converted into lowercase here. So this is my new review column. Okay, I have printed my review column also. So all the words are now, and in a all the characters has been converted into lowercase. There are no uppercase. This is step number 1, mandatory to perform. After converting them into lowercase, I'm going to import one more library that is called as contractions. Contractions. So what does this contractions basically means? See, contractions are words or combination of words which are shortened by dropping letters and replacing them by some apostrophes. Okay, what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Let us consider an example. Let us consider an example here for your contraction. Okay, for example, if you write like this, we are. This is a we have shortened. What we have shortened? We have shortened this thing. We are. But if in case your text comprises of these kind of things, v dash r, so nltk is powerful enough to understand this kind of things, contractions, and it can split and create the words which it signify. So if you are having v apostrophe s r, it will make we are from it. Okay, so this is one of the example. We are, for example, I am writing we have. So what is the basic thing for we have? For example, we have he. Okay, so it will convert it into we have. So obviously now when you are going to perform with the text analysis, and if you are having these kind of words, so it will be, it will how it going to perform. So unless and until we don't split them into the proper words, we can't work it upon. This is the task of contractions. That is why I've incorporated that library. Okay, so now here we are going to perform the task, and let me show you how it's gonna do. Okay, fine. So let's proceed ahead with a method. I have created con method, and I'm going to give the text into it, and then we are going to perform the contractions. So there is already predefined method contractions. I've incorporated contractions, and I'm going to fix that particular text using contractions. Okay, so it's quite simple. That means contractions dot fix, give a text here, and it will going to convert that which I have already shown you, and it will going to return the expand. Okay, so df dot review apply contraction. I'm going to apply this method contraction in the review column. Okay, and after applying this, I have printed the first row result of my review or the text. Okay, so this is a quite simple code which you are going to perform. Okay, just this is you're cleaning whatever you are doing here na. This is cleaning purpose only, text cleaning. You have applied, you have converted that into lowercase, and then you are cleaning your data. That means making each and every word clear. Okay, so here I'm going to apply the contractions, and this is how I printed the first row available in my data set. So you can see this is my first row. Okay, after applying the contractions. Now the next thing is, if I need to remove some pattern which are available in my data set. Okay, and what kind of pattern this is? For example, if I'm available with some uppercase characters, some lowercase characters, okay, and then they are having some digits also in between. So this is certainly, for example, like in string thing. Okay, so for that purpose, if you are working with the NLP, it is mandatory for you to include regular expression, RE. Regular expression is a library which works upon the patterns in the data, to understand the patterns in the data. Okay, so here if I'm going to remove such kind of patterns which are having some some uppercase characters along with some lowercase characters which are also in written in concern with the digits also. Okay, which are also written in the digits also, I need to find those patterns in my data set, and I need to replace them with an empty space. Okay, I need to replace them with an empty space. So that is why I have included this regular expression thing. Okay, and I'm going to fix this particular task. So if you have been written these things in your square brackets, so the square brackets means characters, and the rounded brackets means capturing groups. So here I did mention these things into your square brackets. So this is basically the characters. This is a group of characters. If you are available with a group of characters like capital A to Z, small a to Z, which are also having like these numerical values also, so just remove that thing, because they are not going to help me in finding any kind of sentiments. Okay, so I did the same. I'm going to capture all these words which are available in my data set and removing everything. Okay, and your hyphen, you can see that A dash capital Z, small a dash small z. So hyphen indicates a range of characters. Okay, what are available in your data set. Okay, so here it's a pattern. If I'm going to find this kind of pattern, so just remove it. Okay, so I applied this particular method to my review column, and here is my, again I printed my df. Okay, updated. So here again I printed my df. Now after performing this, let us remove the punctuation marks also, because they are again not going to help me in my task. So I'm going to import the strings library from my Python, and let me have the list of punctuation marks which are available in my string library. So if you want to see that what are the punctuations marks which are available in your Python library after printing this, because I haven't printed that particular thing, but still I can show you. Okay, these are the punctuations. Okay, this is what I'm going to remove, like dollar, percentage, and exclamation, and plus, minus, and colon, semicolon, bracket. I just remove everything. I need to completely work upon the text. I not have to work upon this full stop and plus slash and all the backslash, and no, just remove each and everything. So these are the list of punctuation marks which are available in the string, and just remove all of them. How to remove? Just go ahead. Df, see, let me make this as a comment, nahi to, okay. Now so df dot review, dot review dot apply. What to apply? Apply this thing, x for x in x dot split your whatever the content available in the review column. each and every row in review column, each and every row, split your data, split your data. Okay. And and just join only those stuff, just join only those stuff where there are no availability of the punctuations. This is a straightforward explanation of the line which I have used here. If you are not available with the punctuation in the X, just join those words only. Okay. And create a new review, create a new column for that. So this is what I applied. And we are till here we are performing text cleaning, data cleaning process. So in NLP, data cleaning process is the thing which has been mandatory. Okay, because your data is not clean available. There are few things, as the question asked to me in the prior also, sir, in your data set you're already available with the labels, you're already available the sentiments. So that is why we did perform all the tasks simultaneously. Okay. But in case if you're not available with the labels, then you need to do some exercises prior. Okay. If for example, if you are only available with your texting only, I already explained that what to do. For that purpose, you are having the bad and the bad words and the good words dictionary has been available. So you need to apply the coding stuff and just mark the sentiments from your side by that. And also there is predefined library in NLTK. From there, you can submit the complete thing and you can mark the sentiments with that thing also. But here I'm going to train a model from my end. I'm not going to use any predefined library to finding the sentiment or the polarity, a percentage, that whether how much it is going to be positive, negative, whatsoever. Okay. So here I'm going to join the words only and removing all the punctuation marks from that. Okay. Now my text is further cleaned. I'm going to download the stopwords. Okay. And basically the stopwords, English stopwords, I'm going to download. Okay. From the NLTK, as I already told, the English stopwords is and the as. Okay, so these are the stopwords I'm going to download. And from the stopwords list, just remove no and not. Okay. From the stopwords list, which I have assigned a list. Okay. I have assigned a list, I've created a list of English stopwords. Okay. And this is a list of them. From this list, I'm going to remove no and not. Okay. I'm going to remove no and not, these two words I'm going to remove from my side from this list. And then again, what I'm going to do, again I'm going to split my text review, this column, text review. And I'm going to join only those words which are not a stop word. Okay. So I've already downloaded the stop words, I created a list of it. Okay. And then I'm going to split my text again. I'm going to split my text again, which is available in your review column, and join only those words which are not in the stop word. Okay. So you can use these codes as a reference codes to select only those words which are not in a stop word. So here I can download the stop words, English stop words, prepare a list of them, and then select those words which are not a stop word. So and if I have printed one row, okay, of my review column, that is the fifth one. Okay. So here you can see I'm not available with anything related to like punctuation marks. I'm not been here available with any stop word. Okay. And I'm not available with here any kind of stuff which has been a combination of your text and the numeric. No, I'm not. I've already removed, I've already filtered my data set. Okay. So here you are getting the result. You have printed the review fifth, that is the fifth row of your review. Now the next thing is download puncti. So what does this puncti means? Okay, let us explore furthermore. Puncti. See, there is already a pre-trained tokenizer for English. Okay, tokenizer. No, you need to split your text into word tokens, and if you are available with a paragraph, then sentences. This is what you need to do. So puncti is already a pre-trained tokenizer available for English in NLTK package. Okay. So the puncti is basically designed to learn parameters like list of abbreviations and all this stuff. And it is basically an unsupervised learning approach. Unsupervised approach for machine learning, unsupervised technique. Okay. So the point here is, I'm going to use this Pankati, and it is been used to perform the tokenize. It's a pre-trained model for the tokenization for the English language. Okay. And now here, this Pankati or the Pankat trainer, it learns parameters such as abbreviations which are present in your particular text, and then we are going to sort those particular tokens from your dataset. Okay, so for that purpose, I've used Pankati. I've downloaded it, and then I'm going to apply word tokenize over my review. Okay, so df.review apply word tokenize. Okay, token create tokens in the form of words from your review column. Okay, so here you can see these are the tokens. I printed only the first row of my review first row of my review column. Okay, so these are the tokens: stunning, even, non-gamer, sound, track, beautiful paint, scenery, and these are all the words which are present in my data set. Okay, in my first column I have printed only first row, actually first row from my review column I have printed. These are the tokens created after performing the tokenization. Okay, now what to do next? What to do next after tokenizing? NLTK dot download word in it. Very important stuff. Word in it. So all these are very much important relevance to the NLTK. In every project, every research, if you are going to work upon natural language processing, if you are going to publish any papers or what's the stuff, these are very much important, mandatory to use. So word in it. See, word in it is basically, it's a database. Okay, it's a lexical database for English. Okay, and it is having more than see, basically wordnet is a lexical database of semantic relationship between the words. Semantics, you know, there are two things: syntax and the semantics. Syntax is basically the structure, how you have written something, whether it is correct or not, and semantic is basically meaning. Okay, so it is wordnet as a lexical database for the English language. It comprises of more than 200 other languages also, wordnet. Okay, so here with the help of wordnet you can find synonym, antonym of a particular word. Okay, whatever this database, this is actually a database, all the words are available in this database. So the meaning, antonyms, synonyms, whatever be of that particular word, a word has been available in the word in it. So word in it is basically, it's a network of words linked by lexical and semantic relationships. Okay, so we basically use this wordnet stuff, and there are various other methods also available in the wordnets, and also we are having sentiment wordnet also in relevance to the wordnet, which can help you in finding the measure of sentiments, whether it is positive, negative, or neutral. Okay, so already there are predefined libraries available in the NLTK, where they have already pre-trained models has been used, and just you need to put the text into that, and they are going to give you the sentiments for that. Okay, so word in it, I have incorporated this thing. Okay, now the next is Lematizer. See, I already told you what is the purpose of stemming and the lematizer. Okay, so I'm going to call this method word net lematizer, and I'm going to perform the lemmatization here. That means I'm going to find only the root word from my text. Okay, so I've already separated my words into tokens. You can see that these are all the token words which are available in your now in your review column. Now I'm going to find the root word of them only. Okay, so for that purpose I'm going to perform the lemmatization. So lemmatizer dot lemmatize word. Okay, so No hard coding from your side. Python already comprises of predefined libraries, so no hard coding, nothing from your side. Just use lematizer dot lematize word for word in X. So we are already having list of all the words. So you can see this is a list now. This is a list. This is a list of words which are available in row number 1 of your what, which column, review column. Okay, so I'm going to apply the lematizer over each and every row present in my review column. Okay, after lematizer everything, now my review will be updated. I'm going to update my review. So here it is. Okay, this is my review column now, updated after performing the lemmatization over it. Okay, you can see now we have finally cleaned our data as much as possible we can, and we have converted now review into strings. I need to convert my review column into string, S type string. Convert this thing into string stuff.
Sir,
Yeah, Chetan.
sir, repeat. Uh,
Lemmatization.
yeah, and just previous step. Just
This one.
this. Yes.
Okay,
Yes, yes.
so I have applied whatever the words which are present in your review. Okay, I'm going to lemmatize them for word in X. Okay, so you need to go and trace each and every row in that particular column and perform the lemmatization of those words which are available in it. Okay, so I'm available with the word this like this, stunning, even, non-gamer, soundtrack, beautiful paints. Just lemmatize them. I'm going to perform the lemmatization of each and every one. Okay, so in that particular column, each and every row, you need to trace those words. Okay, and lemmatize them, convert them into the root word. That is what we need to do here. Okay, are you getting it? This is what we have performed in case of lemmatization. Okay, is that okay, Chetan? Is that okay?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
Fine. After that, after performing lemmatization, I converted my review column into string format, convert them into strings. Okay, and then what I did is I incorporated NumPy library for the linear algebra, because the task of NumPy is to perform linear algebraic operations over your dataset. And then I created review list and use all those words which are present in a review, converted them into array format and created a new variable review underscore list. Okay, so df review, okay, dot array, I converted them into array format and just prepare a list of all the words which are present in the review. Just prepared a list of all the words which are present in the review, and here is the shape. That means you are available with how much? 10,000. Here is the shape. Okay, here is the shape of it, 10,000. Okay, so ultimately it will be just like vector thing. We created a vector of your review. Okay, so just mark them as df review dot array, assign it to a review underscore list, and here is the shape of your array. So it's 10,000 currently. Now, since our target is the sentiment, okay, so the point is for x values, I'm going to take see what will be the x values will be all rows. See, what does this mean? Let me explain again, because in my courses also I do explain this thing. Df dot iloc colon comma 1, this means this colon is for rows and this is for the columns. Okay, so if I do write colon only, no numerics I'm going to put it here. That means I need to consider all the rows which are available in my data set, all rows, and one means column number 1. Column number 1, so the column number 1 is of review. So on x axis I need to take reviews, and similarly on y axis I need to take all the rows. That means all the positive, all the sentiments, positive, negative, whatsoever. And 0 is the column name. Column name is your label. So on y axis I need to take label. So take all the labels on y-axis, take all the reviews on x-axis. This is what I need to take. This is how I separated my data set. Okay, and then later on I'm going to perform train test split. Later on I'm going to perform the train test split to mark from my x and y as x train, x test, y train, and the y test. Okay, so I'm going to use from sklearn.model selection import train test split, this library, and it will auto split your data into training and the testing. Okay, so I'm going to take the train for train and test for the x also, and train and test for the y also. This is what I am going to take. So I have separated. This is my x for my review thing, y is for the labels, and here I have divided them into train test split part. Okay, and now the next thing is, if I'm going to, this is auto. Okay, this is auto splitting of your data. Okay, and if I going to print the shape, see here I haven't mentioned what is the tester size and what is the train size. I haven't mentioned. See, so the automatically, what do you understand if I just do print x train dot shape? I'm going to have 7,500 x train and 25,000 your x test. So what would be the internal distribution took place out of 10,000? What do you think? What is the distribution? Here I found that 25% of the data has been taken for the testing, and 75% of the data has been taken for the training. Okay, so this is how the splitting has been occurred. However, you can mention here test size, whether you can take 20%, 30%, depends upon yourself. However, I haven't mentioned any test size here. Automatically it has taken 25% for my testing and 75% for the training data. I printed the stuff. Okay, now let me stop the recording for the part number 1.